We're working on it. I got a new job recently, which had me thinking about all the weird policies I've experienced over the years. One of my old jobs, they had a very strict facial hair policy. Mustaches only. No beards allowed. Which I always thought was wild, because there's no scenario where I have only a mustache and I look more professional. I look more rapey. And if I were to ask you to name the top mustaches in history, Hitler's on the list. Probably not the guy you want coming to mind when you're making policy. It also means there was a time in my career where I could have shown up to work with a little Hitler mustache and das ist gut. Show up with a beard. 9. 9! Scheiße. I always thought it was a weird policy because it's tough to pull off just a mustache. But a beard is good for all men. It covers so much. You don't know what's going on under here. Could be Chris Hemsworth, could be Chris Christie. You don't know. I once heard someone refer to beards as the male push-up bra, which I thought was fitting. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized the beard's way more than that. Because I've seen a beard take a guy who's been on the sidelines his whole life and get him in the game. Ladies, you're in the game. Push-up bra or not. And sure, what man doesn't love a highlight slam dunk? But the real ones will tell you, highlight dunk or easy layup, 2 points is 2 points. There's plenty of bricks up here. I get to use a lot of acronyms at my job, which is fun. Acronyms are kind of my favorite. Although there was a stretch when I thought an acronym was someone who only had sex with acrobats. Not the case. But I love a good acronym. You might even say acronyms are the GOAT. The goofiest option available today. That's what I like about them, you know? There's no rules, nobody reining me in on this. I mean, I don't call my wife Fab because she's fabulous. I call her Fab because she's got a fine-ass booty. She appreciates the compliment, although she doesn't love the delivery structure. Unfortunately for her, it's a good structure. It's a gas. It's a good-ass structure. She doesn't listen to a lot of hip-hop music, so when WAP came out, I told her it stood for white-ass penis. Get a polo and some flops for this white-ass penis. But yeah, acronyms, they're everywhere. Before I get out of here, I'll tell you a quick story. Just last week, I had to head down to the DMV to register my SUV. Trying to get out of there ASAP. But it was like everybody had ADD. Lady behind the counter, talking to everybody like they were BFFs. LOLing about UFOs or HIV or something. And I'm standing there. SMH. I'm getting PO'd. LFG. Finally, it's my turn. Now this woman's looking at me like, WTH? Turns out it was just a minor case of RBF. She was great. Answered all my FAQs like it was NBD. Although, for some reason when we were finished, she started telling me about her UTI. FYI, TMI. At that point, I just grabbed my ID, hopped in the V, lit up some THC, and threw on some BIG. R.I.P. Thank you, everybody.